Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this video I'd like to talk to you about one of the most interesting and most intense tech rivalries that we're seeing today, which is the one between Disney and Netflix in the context of the streaming wars. It's particularly interesting to see this rivalry because Disney has been very aggressive and both companies have enacted a very different strategy in seeking to get or maintain the streaming crown, and that's what this whole video is going to be about. Let's start with Disney if you wish. So Disney, as you know, it has a massive theme park and it already gets a lot of income and a lot of business from the theme park. And nowadays it's also in streaming, and not just through one streaming service, but through 3 streaming services. It has ESPN, the sports channel. It has Hulu, which is kind of like Netflix, offering all sorts of movies and series, but Hulu is much smaller and much more selective in terms of what it is providing, whereas Netflix is kind of choosing to offer everything. And then on top of this, we also have Disney Plus, which is the newest member, where Disney is trying to offer its franchises such as Star Wars, such as Frozen, such as Marvel movies and series to the customer. And what you see here is that Disney has different segments, different types of customers that is addressing through different streaming services. And if you take all of these services together, Disney has up to 100 million subscribers. And Disney as a whole business has $70 billion of revenue, and this is not nothing. And if you take also the income that comes from the theme park, and if you understand that Disney is using this to keep its prices for its subscription services quite low, and at the same time, if you understand it's using this for extra investment on top of what it can get through borrowing with debt, Disney is a serious player in this industry, and a very aggressive one as well. But Netflix is by no means a loser, so let's zoom into Netflix. Netflix has 185 million subscribers, people, which is 85% more than Disney is having with 3 subscription services. So Netflix, just one service, 85% more subscribers. And the question is, are these services of Disney going to cannibalize each other or not? And sure, Disney has, in terms of revenue, more income. Netflix has only 20 billion only revenue. Disney has 75 billion. But the question is, are you going to be able to use this in a skillful manner such that consumers are going to get away from Netflix? Because Netflix has the experience, right? Because it has been around for much longer, and it has much more information about what its customers want, and it's using this for its own recommendation system that you actually can see on the platform. So what have people watched in the past, and what do they want to watch in the future? And they're offering that in the system, and also offering this information to come up with new movies, which they call Netflix originals. And so Netflix originals movies are movies that either Netflix produces, directs, or exclusively disseminates itself. And so it has also, in this sense, a certain worthy competitor to Disney's franchises such as Star Wars, such as Frozen. And Netflix, being longer in the business, has generated a culture around itself where the youth is, for example, throwing phrases like Netflix and chill around, where they're watching together through, for example, Netflix parties. And so Netflix also has a much bigger recognition. So if you talk about streaming, the first company that comes to mind is Netflix, by no means Disney. And so finally, there are a lot of network effects around Netflix, being that, Netflix, most likely you're watching Netflix, but your friends and family are also. So it's not easy to get out of Netflix because you might not be able to talk with your friends and family about the most recent Netflix original movie that they did watch. So to compare, Disney has a lot of financial power. It has a lot of streaming services, and it has certainly the means to have an aggressive attack on Netflix. But Netflix, in terms of its information, brand recognition, experience, and using all of this in having a Netflix culture, recommendation system, and trying to balance the Disney franchises with Netflix originals, this war is certainly not easy to decide, and it's just a question which one is going to prevail over the course of time. Important here with the financial power is that Netflix is growing through debt, And this debt has really been a big disadvantage to the business, because investors, of course, at some point are going to get question marks. Is this debt easy to be paid by Netflix? And Disney's big plus here is the fact that it can sustainably grow and sustainably keep its prices low through the money it gets from its other businesses, such as the theme park. And here, perhaps Corona is going to help Netflix, because Disney is hurt in terms of a theme park, whereas Netflix is not, because it's just streaming and it's just a digital service. So people are less going to the Disney parks, and Disney has less money to fund the lower prices for its streaming services, and has less money in this sense to grow through investing its theme park money, for example, in terms of the Disney businesses. Netflix can keep on growing through debt. Now Disney has to play the same game, and now the playing field is kind of being leveled. I hope you liked the video. If so, please don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe buttons. I wish you all well. Stay safe, take care, all the best in the world.